world map opens on screen. Red dots start blinking one by one. Each one a country the U.S. has gone to war with. No country in history has fought as many. California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas. All of these states once belonged to one country. Which one? The answer, roughly 100 years. What actually started this war? A ship mysteriously sank. And to this day, nobody's entirely sure why. The answer, Mexico. One of them, there was a ship, a British one. And its sinking completely changed American public opinion. Which war are we talking about? On February 15, 1898, the American warship USS Maine, docked in Havana Harbor, suddenly exploded and sank, killing over 260 sailors. American newspapers, without any real evidence. The attack that pulled the U.S. into this next war came in the early morning, with no warning. It became one of the most dramatic days in American history. When World War I broke out in Europe in 1914, the U.S. stayed neutral for the first 3 years. But in 1915, a German U-boat sank the British passenger liner Lusitania, killing 128 Americans on board, and public outrage exploded. The real breaking point came in 1917. The Zimmermann telegram, a secret message from Germany to Mexico, intercepted by British intelligence. In it, Germany offered to help Mexico reclaim Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico if Mexico joined the war against the U.S. The scandal turned American public opinion firmly toward war. On the morning of December 7, 1941, Japanese warplanes launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The attack lasted less than 2 hours, but over 2,400 Americans were killed, and 8 battleships were damaged. In 1950, North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union and China, invaded South Korea. The U.S. entered the war on South Korea's side under the banner of the United Nations. This was the first major test of America's Cold War policy of containing communism. The war lasted through. The Vietnam War is one of the longest and most grinding wars in U.S. history. It grew out of a civil war between the communists in North Vietnam and South Vietnam. But the U.S. kept sending more and more troops, driven by the domino theory. The fear that if one country fell to communism, its neighbors would follow. In 1983, a coup brought a non-U.S. aligned government to power on the small Caribbean island of Grenada. Citing the safety of American students on the island, the U.S. invaded under Operation Urgent Fury. The operation was over. In August 1990, Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein invaded neighboring Kuwait, a U.S.-led coalition of over 30 countries, backed by UN approval. After the September 11, 2001 attacks, the U.S. declared its war on terror doctrine. The Bush administration claimed Iraq possessed weapons of mass destruction. In October 2001, the U.S. invaded Afghanistan to topple the Taliban government, which had harbored al-Qaeda, the group behind the September 11 attacks. The Taliban fell quickly within the first months, but the war never really ended. For 20 years, the U.S. fought an insurgency in Afghanistan. Trillions of dollars were spent, thousands of American soldiers, and hundreds of thousands of Afghans died. In 2021, U.S.
leveling 16,000. For Bravo Fox, comment.
Okay, please down, level 10.